All right, cool. Okay, so we're gonna get straight into this. All right, y'all. Like I said, it's gonna be a little bit different. It's gonna be live, me telling you all what's happening. So, pretty much in this video, I'm gonna be discussing why the company and the program that you choose to work in GovTech matters more than ever in 2025. So, I'm gonna teach y'all what to look for when you're on the job hunt, what questions you need to ask in interviews, and the best ways to find companies that are hiring for mission critical GovTech roles. So right now, there's been so much stuff that's been happening in GovTech and in the government sector recently. So like I said before, this is going to be a new format of a video that I'm going to do to keep you all up to date with like real world news that's happening, everything happening in GovTech, government. It's just every single day there's stuff coming out. So I'm going to give you all actionable advice and information as well that you all can actually use and take action on right in your GovTech career. So, first major thing, as you see in the title, right, and on the thumbnail, is that there was $1 trillion Pentagon budget that was announced, which is just crazy, right? So with this $1 trillion budget, let me pull it up on the screen here so y'all can see it. So as y'all can see, right, $1 trillion budget that was announced, and this happened on April 7th. So it's been about a week now. So with this $1 trillion budget that they announced, basically with that, we're going to see that there's going to be a lot of spending that's happening from the government, right? So as everybody knows, Doge is talking about cutting and trying to save, but the government always spends, right? They spend over $100 billion per year just on government technology. Just on government technology. So now with this $1 trillion budget that's been announced, I don't know if this is going to be like within just 1 year or how many, what's the time frame they're talking about spending with this $1 trillion budget, but this is going to be the first $1 trillion budget ever. So maybe it is just a year. I'm not sure. So it says that the number would be a significant increase from the $892 billion in funding that was allocated for national defense programs this year. So yeah, it does actually seem like this is going to be a $1 trillion budget just in defense spending in 1 year, which has never been seen. So as you can see, you see everybody telling you like on the news and everybody all in my comments, all over me, like, can't believe you're still telling people to get into GovTech. But at the same time, they just announced $1 trillion budget and they already spend $100 billion a year just on government technology. So, you just want to make sure that you're paying attention to where the money's actually flowing at. So if y'all follow me on Twitter, I don't know if you follow me on Twitter or not, but if you follow me on Twitter, you know that I'm always constantly talking about like there's a bull market somewhere. There's always going to be a bull market, and you just got to identify, where is the money flowing? Where are people making money at? And it's still flowing on the, mission critical side, right? So if you have a clearance, you'll be able to make money from this huge $1 trillion budget that Trump has now announced, right? So you just got to make sure that you're in the right space. You have a clearance. If you don't have a clearance, I'm going to talk a little bit later in this video on how to get a government security clearance, and make sure that whatever programs you are working on are mission critical, because we can see like Doge and just Trump in general, right? They want to cut unnecessary spending on any type of program or project that they feel is non-essential, right? And that's why mission critical is so important. So if y'all pay attention to like the news that's coming out, whenever they're talking about a contract that was cut, it's always mission essential. And it's always going to be either like a consulting contract or something that like, really wasn't essential the whole time, right? So that's just something that you just got to be aware of, right? And the next set of news that we're going to talk about, this is what everybody's been hitting me up about. So let me pull this up. Everybody's been hitting me up about this one. Let's see, where's it at? Okay, cool. Yeah, so everybody's been hitting me up about this one, man. All these ads on here. Let's see if I can get this going. Okay, cool. So, of course, right, Delloite did have a bunch of contracts canceled. Accenture, Booz Allen, Delloite. I also would not be surprised to see if companies like MITRE and they also ended up canceling a lot of the universities research contracts too. So I think a lot of these will definitely go away. So when Trump and the administration first came in, they were talking about how when they wanted to cut spending, the first on the chopping block, they had already said that it was going to be consulting contracts. They already had said that. They said that back in January, right? They also said that anything that they felt like was non-mission critical or non-mission essential was going to be cut, and they're doing just that, right? So you got to make sure that you're paying attention to what's happening now. So again, this is $5.1 billion in cut contracts, but $100 billion on government technology is spent every single year. And like I said, they announced $1 trillion defense budget for, I'm guessing, for 2026, right? So obviously the money's going to keep flowing. You just got to be in the right place. But if we just go a little bit deeper into this, right? And you see here, let's see. So right here it says $5.1 billion in cuts. 1.8 billion were for the Defense Health Agency, which they're trying to cut back on those like health type agencies. And it involved contractors like Accenture, Booz Allen, Delloite, and some other contractors that they couldn't name just because probably some of the work might be classified. So if we look here as well, you'll see, I think I was reading this earlier. So yeah, so they didn't identify any of the DARPA contracts or the Navy contractors that got theirs cut. Let me see. There was something else I had saw in here too that I wanted to talk about. Oh, here it is right here, right? So I was talking about the universities, right? I don't know if you all know this, but the universities, like they do a lot of research for the government, and they also get contracts from the government too. So it said that they also paused $500 million in grants with Northwestern and Cornell universities. And that also goes on top of the $70 million in DoD grants that were frozen at Columbia, Penn State, Brown, and Princeton. So when people ask me about different opportunities that are available in places like Atlanta, where I live at, I always tell them like, oh yeah, Georgia Tech, they have cleared work. Sometimes they sponsor clearances, sometimes they don't, but they do have cleared work. And those universities, they do work with the government a lot. And then also companies like MITRE. MITRE is, I forgot the exact acronym for it, but MITRE is basically, it's a company that they don't do contracts, but they do research, and it's similar to consulting for the government. So I had already pretty much figured that MITRE's work that they do for the government might end up going on the chopping block as well. So those are definitely some companies that I would stay away from. And I talked about this. I came out with a video about this on Instagram and TikTok on March 9th. So, dang, I thought I had saved the video. Let me see if I could try to find it real quick. I thought I had saved it. I had it on my other computer, but let me see if I can pull it up again real quick for y'all to see it. But yeah, drop some questions in the chat too. I kind of want to make this interactive as well as very informative, so y'all can stay up to date with everything happening. Let me see. Where is it at? Yeah, I tried to get all the links all together before this, so I didn't have to go and find it, but it's all good. Let me see. Vince said, I want a job in Japan, but they're still hard to get. Yeah, man, Japan's like one of the hardest places to get to. I just got lucky, kind of, because the place that I went to in Japan, it's not like it was a great area to live in. It just was easy to get to Tokyo and wherever else you wanted to get to. Like when I was in Japan, that was the snowiest place in the world, right? Like I think I told you all this before. I didn't have a choice on where I wanted to go when I went overseas. I basically got where the other person did not want to go, right? So that's how I got overseas. I didn't choose where I wanted to go. The other person that got the job had more seniority, and I just had the other role that they didn't want. But I ended up finding the Instagram video. I want to get into this. So basically, like I said, I had made a video talking about what jobs you should be avoiding in GovTech in 2025. And I feel like a lot of people didn't see it. Let me pull it up. Let me see if it'll come up over here. Allen Hamilton, I would avoid those roles right now unless they are supporting mission critical contracts. So that's number two. you want to avoid any job that's not mission critical. If the program does not support Department of Defense or the intelligence community, I would be avoiding it flat out in 2025. You want to make sure you're staying away from contracts with less than 2 years remaining. It's just too risky right now. Unless it's some legacy contract that's been around for 15, 20 years, just stay away. You also want to avoid any job that has you working on a program that does not align with the future, whether that's technology wise or just our future goals. And this last one I didn't want to put on here, but 100% remote roles, I would stay away from those in 2025 because most likely it's probably not going to be mission critical. Come to my free workshop to learn how to land a mission critical tech role. Links in my bio. Let me see. I don't think at the beginning it played. Let me try to play it back. With everything happening in the government sector right now, here are the top 5 jobs to avoid in 2025. So first up is going to be consulting roles. So companies that provide consulting services to the government like Delloite and Accenture, Booz Allen Hamilton, I would avoid those roles right now unless they are supporting mission critical contracts. So that's number 2. You want to avoid any job
cool.
that's...
So I just want to play back the beginning. But yeah, those were the top jobs that I had said. I came out with this on March 9th, and I told you all the top 5 jobs to avoid in 2025, right? And very number 1 on the list was consulting roles. Like me personally, I will never work on a company that has for a company that has a bench. That's just not something that I want to do. Somebody had kind of went back and forth with me a little bit about this on Twitter, but that's just my personal opinion, right? The consulting companies, Booz Allen Hamilton, Accenture Federal, Delloite, and those are the main ones. Those are the main consulting companies, right? All of those companies have a bench. So if y'all aren't familiar with what a bench is basically where if you're not on a project, like they put you on the bench and they'll still pay you until you get put onto another project or until you find a project that you can be put on, right? And for me, I just personally don't like that, right? I prefer to work for government contractor companies as an employee. And these companies that I work for, the contracts that they've had them for a very long time. They don't lose the contracts and they don't have a bench. And then if something did happen with a contract, they've got thousands of other contracts that you can then go on to the internal website, apply for the job, and then get a new job that way, right? So that's how I prefer to like pretty much navigate my career in GovTech. Like I personally wouldn't work for one of the consulting companies, but the consulting companies do also get mission critical contracts as well. So it's not like everything they get is like non-mission critical or all of the consulting contracts that they have are on the chopping block. That's not the case, right? So there definitely is still room for you to be able to work for those companies or people that do work for those companies to continue to, have work and continue to work throughout, the next however many years, this administration is going to be in office, right? So we'll kind of see how that goes, right? And then I saw somebody in the comments, Tank said, the Pentagon budget is not the whole U.S. government budget. Is this increasing defense budget at the expense of other gov sectors? If so, this is not good news. So, I mean, for the Pentagon budget, like that is the overall defense budget for the Pentagon, right? So, to me, I find it good news. I like to be able to be where the money is flowing, right? If the Pentagon's spending money, and right now, if you all haven't really been paying attention to where the money is flowing to, all of the money is flowing towards making the United States a stronger country and also upgrading our technology, right? So there's a lot of money that's flowing towards AI. There's a lot of money that's flowing towards cloud. There's a lot of money that's flowing towards cybersecurity. And just overall infrastructure in the U.S. when it comes to technology, right? We absolutely need these things because right now, in my opinion, we're kind of behind and on the behind the 8 ball compared to other countries, right? So we have to be able to push forward technology wise to be able to keep up with everybody else, right? Like it's super, super important. And I'm going to talk a little bit more about like different AI things that are happening too as well. So this really walks us right into the next topic, which is Booz Allen, right? So like I said, not everything that Booz Allen has, like not all of their contracts or consulting contracts are going to get canceled, right? They're still going to be able to get work. So I saw this pop up on my Twitter feed a couple weeks ago. My friend Tanika Askew, she had reposted it. And this is John Larson. He's the executive vice president of artificial intelligence at Booz Allen Hamilton, right? So he posted this on LinkedIn. He said that Booz Allen Hamilton is proud to support the mission critical work spearheaded by the DoD, Chemical and Biological Defense Program, to enhance biosurveillance capabilities through cutting-edge AI, machine learning, and advanced data analytics. We're applying agile methods to rapid prototyping to develop the necessary biosurveillance data and IT tools within DoD operational infrastructure to enable rapid detection and response to emerging bio threats. So engineering solutions for challenges of this complexity is often a team sport. So obviously they had to partner up with other AI companies to really get this done. So they ended up partnering with Palantir, which I'm a big Palantir person. Like I invest in their stock. I'm bullish on the company and everything that they're doing. Ginkgo Bioworks, John Breinstein, BioBot Analytics, for their technical excellence, collective ingenuity to ensuring success, right? So basically, they won another contract, right? This is a big contract. I'm not sure exactly how much this contract is for. Maybe we can click on this link here and see how much this contract is going to be for. So let's see what it says. Defense Innovation Unit. I don't know how much this is for. Let's see if we can figure it out. It doesn't say. But if I had to guess, I don't know. What do y'all think? If I had to guess, like a program of this size and of this type of partnership, if I had to guess, I mean, it's at least a $500 million contract, if not more than that. So maybe the numbers will come out in the future. But yeah, I mean, this is going to be major. It's super important right now for people to definitely be focusing on building out their AI skills and their AI knowledge. So I saw somebody in the chat that was asking, should we be focusing on AI certifications? A lot of different tech certification vendors right now are putting out their own AI certs. So I do know that Microsoft, they have a AI certification that they came out with. Where is it at? Here we go. Microsoft Certified Azure AI Fundamentals. This is a cert that they came out with recently. This is like the entry level, like beginner one. I think pretty much all of the different tech vendors are going to be putting out these AI certs, and they're all going to have like a beginner type of cert, and they're going to have, a more advanced certification. I definitely do think you should start looking into these. I can't remember if this AI cert is free. I do know that Salesforce was doing their AI certification completely for free. So you'll have to go check that out if that's, what you're doing in tech. And then, of course, AWS has AI certifications, right? So I can't remember exactly what, there we go. AWS Certified AI Practitioner, right? So this is another one. So this AWS Certified AI Practitioner should be a fairly simple certification, right? So basically this one is going to validate in-demand knowledge of AI, machine learning, and generative AI concepts and use cases. So it's going to help you become more competitive if you focus on the on AWS, AWS cloud platform. And there's also, of course, Google, right? So Google has like Gen AI certifications too. So, Google, of course, they're big on the generative AI. Let's see. I don't know exactly where their cert is, but they got trainings on here too. So you can definitely go to Google and then, get your AI skills up with Google's generative AI training. So there's a lot of different opportunities when it comes to AI, and this is going to span across literally every tech discipline that's out there, right? Whether it's cybersecurity, cloud, software engineering, right? AI is going to be a part of every single tech discipline. So I wouldn't say that software engineers need to get any type of certifications, right? But definitely for the other tech disciplines, whatever other tech career you're in, you're definitely going to need to start looking at like some AI certifications, maybe going to do some AI trainings that are out there. And then also maybe you could look at doing like some people are want to go back to school and get degrees and things like that. And the companies are definitely paying for them. So some people might want to go back to school. So there's some AI programs that are popping up out there, AI, machine learning, So definitely you could check those out too. I don't know any off the top of my head, but they're out there for sure. I think Carnegie Mellon might have one. But yeah, AI is super, super big. Let me see. I was trying to find this one too, but Palantir also landed a contract as well with NATO. If you all saw that too, let me see. So Palantir, like we were talking about earlier, right? Palantir is an AI company. To me, they're one of the biggest GovTech companies that are up and coming and emerging. So Palantir, they just ended up getting a contract with NATO, and this is going to be really, really big. So it's pretty much getting covered by a lot of different stock websites, just because of the fact that, you know, it caused the stock price to like really jump up today. But yeah, but they're talking about it in terms of like the stock price. But basically NATO, they ended up buying AI powered Maven smart system from Palantir. So Palantir is probably going to end up working with almost every single country that's out there if they decide to, you know, they want AI enablement from Palantir. Like, it's going to be the easiest way to go about it, right? So this is going to be huge, right? So NATO, if you aren't familiar, is a North Atlantic Treaty Organization. And this is going to allow, you know, NATO and our allies to like start leveraging AI to collect and analyze large amounts of data to prioritize different targets and do different things while, you know, they're out there in battle or, you know, out there doing whatever they're doing out in the field. So it's definitely going to be huge. If you all aren't familiar with Palantir, I suggest you go look them up as a company. If you aren't familiar with Anduril, I suggest you go look them up as a company as well. Let's see. So if Anduril is another big company that's really taking things over. If y'all aren't familiar with them, you definitely want to go check them out as well. They are definitely changing the game. There's also Shield AI too. Shield AI is another AI company that's focusing on utilizing AI to make things more autonomous for the government and the military. So this is another big company. I definitely suggest you look at them. I've never been on their website outside of their career site. They never have anything on this side. I feel like nothing that I'm gonna want to do. Yeah, so I don't know. Let's see, company. Let's see if I go to About Us. So Carlisle said it's not simple. It's kind of difficult. The AI practitioner one, the AWS one. Okay, yeah. Well, they must be different than the Azure one, because I know I heard that the Azure AI is pretty straightforward and pretty easy. So I haven't done the AWS AI. I have the AWS Cloud Certified Practitioner, which I found extremely easy. So yeah. So basically, this is Shield AI. So they're basically just trying to revolutionize, you know, everything happening with the military and the government. So that's what these companies are doing. Those are the main AI companies that I can think of off the top of my head too. So Mark said, finally caught your live. Yes, yes. People's Corner said, so you talking about it on Twitter. Yeah, definitely. So yeah, so there's a lot of new companies popping up. And these companies are within like the past 10 years of age versus like all of the older contractor companies like the Lockheed Martins, Northrop Grumman's, Raytheons, right? Those companies are, I think, almost 100 years old. So those are like older companies for sure compared to these newer AI companies that are popping up. So Carlisle said they quiz you on deep AI algorithms. Oh no, yeah, that's shocking. I'm surprised because that's definitely shocking, because like compared to the AWS Cloud Certified Cloud Practitioner, that certification was like super easy to me. It was just mostly definitions, you know, budgeting and shared responsibility. So that one was super easy. But that pretty much covers all the news that I wanted to cover and go over tonight. I know got a lot of y'all in here. Definitely want you all to make sure you come out to GovTech Con. If you have not got your GovTech Con ticket yet, definitely want you to come out. GovTech Con is a 3-day conference. We have a career expo, technical workshop, career development talks. And then last year we had 20 plus government agencies and government contractor companies. And this year is going to be even bigger. So GovTech Con is going to be happening September 11th through the 13th at the Gaylord National Convention Center, which is like 10-15 minutes outside of DC. So you can get your early bird ticket in the description below. And if you're a company that's watching and you'd like to attend the Career Expo for the largest cleared GovTech community, you can fill out the form in the description below as well. So definitely, if y'all coming to GovTechCon, let me know. If you don't have your ticket yet, I definitely suggest that you get one because this is going to be big. It's going to be massive. Okay. So on to what you need to know while you're on your GovTech job search in 2025. All right. So let me see. For this part, I didn't really map out too much in terms of like what I was going to walk through or anything like that. So I just wanted to cover first, when you're on your GovTech job search in 2025, like I think the main thing right now is making sure that you're looking for mission critical roles with government contracts. You want to look up the program that you're going to be supporting, right? So if anybody in here has been applying for jobs recently, the big thing that you want to do is just really make sure, like, is this a mission critical role that's coming up? You can kind of easily assume that any new roles that are popping up right now in 2025 are definitely going to be either mission critical, or sometimes, you know, some people are quitting different jobs and then the contract might be ending and they just need to fill the role. But for the most part, most of these roles that you end up seeing pop up will be mission critical. So if I just go over here to clearance jobs so y'all can see how you can kind of like look up these different like roles and see what is on the job description to see if it's mission critical or not. Let me see. Make sure y'all can see it. So what type of jobs are y'all looking for? Let me see. Anthony said, I tried applying for Anduril and Palantir. They dubbed me so crazy, bruh. Man, I ain't gonna lie. I've been trying to get in with Anduril for a good little minute. I got a referral and all that, but their hiring and stuff is really, they're doing most of their hiring in Cali. Like they do have some on the East Coast. I had some on here over here in Atlanta, but I don't know. They're doing some interesting things on their Atlanta campus. So let me see. GRC analyst. All right, bet. Let me see. Let's put that in there. GRC analyst. And also, if you have not subscribed, make sure you subscribe to the channel. I think I'm gonna try to do these every Monday, especially because it's gonna be like more news focused. I can't do it like multiple times a week. I'm gonna try to do it every Monday. That's gonna be my goal. Make sure I get in here and kind of talk with y'all. Let me see. So GRC analyst. This is with a PN Corporation. I don't know. Never heard of them. Let me see. Let's see. So this part of the customer success team's partners. Okay, so this is going to be supporting ATO and FedRAMP authorization. Let me see. I mean, I don't think it says exactly who they're going to be supporting on here. But I would say anything that's going to be supporting ATO and FedRAMP is going to be at least mission critical for that company. It doesn't seem like you're going to be supporting a specific contract over here, but let me see. Okay. All right. This one's with Cherokee Federal. Let's see if they say who they're supporting. Let's see. Let's see. It doesn't look like this one says who they're supporting either. Okay, these GRC ones aren't the best. Let me see if I can find somebody showing who they're supporting when you're looking for these roles. Let's see. A lot of these are public trust. Let's see. Let me see this one. Maybe this one will say it. A lot of this is ATO, CDR. None of these are saying who they're supporting. So a lot of this is more like, I guess, ATO work. So it's not going to say that like what specific program you're supporting, because you'd be doing ATO work across whatever needs to be done. Let me pick something different. Let me just do cybersecurity engineer or something. A lot of early in career role sponsors. Yeah, I mean, every company sponsors. It just depends on how bad do they want you, and also like if it says that they're sponsored for a clearance. But I've had companies offer to sponsor me clearances where it didn't say they were going to sponsor, and that's happened to other people before too. Let me see. What's up, Cam? Nice. You said you found me last June, re-enrolled and switched majors in IT, getting your AS in the fall. Nice, congrats. Okay, cool. Let me see. Let me see if I can find a job. This is I should have found one beforehand. Trying to find a job that's going to say they're sponsoring clearances. I'm going to just pick something. Okay, this should say something maybe. Okay, finally found a job that's telling us who they're supporting for the contract. All right, so this is a space systems operator position. So basically, space system operator / system administrator, going to be providing 24/7 satellite ops support to the Space Development Agency for the Tranche 1 Transportation Layer Program, so T1TL. Okay, so if now we see like what program this is supporting, and I would automatically assume that this is going to be mission critical. Anything like with space and satellite, Space Development Agency, probably going to be mission critical. But what you're going to do is just take this program name, right? So you're always going to find the program name for most of these roles. So we're going to just take this program name, look it up, and kind of like see what it was, what it is, what they're doing, what the size of the contract is. So then that way you can kind of like figure out, okay, is this actually mission critical? How much money is going to be like spent on this program and things like that. So let's see. So, okay. All right, so here we go right here. So look at this. I've never heard of this program before. I've never even heard of this agency before, right? That's how many, there's over 400 different government agencies. So this is the Space Development Agency, and this is their Tranche 1 Transport Layer program, and they did $1.8 billion of a contract for this program, right? So $1.8 billion contract for this program. And remember, if we go back here, this role, you're going to be supporting this program. So there's a lot of money that's going to go this way, right? So it's almost a $2 billion contract. You could look more here to see kind of what they're doing, but I would say for sure that it's going to be a mission critical contract or program. And so, applying to this job, you have a good chance of, for sure you're going to be supporting a mission critical program. And I love to see this here. Must have the security plus, all right? Must have Linux sysadmin experience, right? Yeah, this is the type of job that I definitely could do, but anything that's operator is typically lower paying. So you definitely want to focus more on kind of like the engineer type of roles. But yeah, so that's one way to find how programs are, if they're mission critical, and if they're a good program for you to apply to, right? And then if you do end up applying to some jobs that don't say like, oh, what if it's a mission critical program or what the program is you're supporting, you could always ask that when you're in the interview process too. So let me see. So that was the first tip, right? So another thing that you can do to kind of figure out where the money is flowing, right? Kind of the whole theme of this video, this stream, right? Where the money is flowing in terms of like GovTech and things like that. You can just see what new contracts are being awarded, and you can see that on clearancejobs.com. So you got clearance jobs. If you come here and click on their news and career advice, look at this. We see new contracts being awarded, right? So everything that you're seeing on those big headlines, like, oh my God, Doge just cut this, Doge just cut that. There's more money that's being awarded than what they're cutting. Like, that's a fact, right? So Northrop Grumman, they just secured a $52 million contract for a training contract. I actually spoke at this event here. And then this is another one, right? So again, defense spending, they put this out today, so I haven't even seen this yet. So let's look at this together, right? So defense spending gears up for $1 trillion boom, and Enduro is hiring thousands, right? So I'm telling you, I pay so much attention to this industry. everything that's going on, everything that's happening. Like if you actually, pay attention to the news and what's being awarded and paying attention to where the money is flowing, you already know who's hiring. So like I said, I spoke at this conference here. And the lady in the middle, she is the VP of people at Anduril, and she was telling me that they're hiring 2,500 people this year at Anduril. Okay, so I already know that even though you see all these crazy headlines, it's not really a real accurate picture of what companies are doing. They're hiring every day. People in my community are getting job offers, sponsoring clearances every day. I received multiple job offers from the same company on the same day just last month. So like there's so many companies that are out here interviewing and hiring. You just got to know what the contracts are that they're hiring for, how to find these jobs, and then how to position yourself to be somebody that they actually want to hire, right? So if we go back here to this new article, I'm probably going to make a video about this tomorrow on Instagram and TikTok. But yeah, so, I already told you all about this, right? This $1 trillion defense budget that they have coming out. So I'm guessing this is going to be for 2026. And then look at this. Delloite is doing layoffs, right? Of course, they're going to have to lay off because they're losing contracts. So that's what we were talking about a little bit earlier, right? The consulting companies are going to have to reduce their force if they end up losing enough contracts from the consulting side of work that they do. So even though they brought in $3.2 billion of government work last year, since they're having some of their contracts cut for consulting, they're going to downsize a little bit. So that's why I was saying earlier that I personally would never work for a consulting government contractor company. So the Deloittes, the Booz Allens, the Accenture Federals, right? Especially if you're on a consulting project that they have. So they definitely do have some internal projects that they have. So you definitely could work on those. And then again, Anduril, they're hiring. So actually they're hiring over 4,000 new jobs over the next decade just in Ohio. But like I said, the VP of people at Anduril, she told me they're hiring 2,500 people this year. So my goal is to get them at GovTech Con. So if y'all could, reach out to Anduril, let them know. I definitely want to have them at GovTech Con. So that'll be major because they're looking to hire, and we have the biggest cleared community out there when it comes to GovTech, okay? So that's one way. And another thing that you could do to find jobs or figure out where the money is flowing is you go to fedscoop.com. I also like Defense Scoop too. Defense Scoop a little bit more than FedScoop. So Defense Scoop is another great place to look to figure out, what contracts are being awarded. So if you see who's being awarded contracts, you can go onto their site. They'll start posting up job postings about these different contracts that have been awarded out here. So as you can see, they did talk about Palantir, right? We talked about this Palantir NATO deal. Let's see, Space Force is on track to, they got a lot of ads. Space Force is on track to deliver modernized space monitoring software in 2025. So look, Space Force is working with L3 Harris. There you go. You can go to L3 Harris website, start looking at their jobs that they have posting, right? So they're working on an advanced tracking and launch analysis system, Atlas, so they can reach operational capability in 2025. So I'm sure they're hiring for this. And then if we just go back, you can just kind of like keep looking on here and seeing what else they have. You can go straight to their IT category and see what new contracts are coming out and things like that. So let's see. These are some older ones. So maybe we have to stick to the main page. But yeah, these are definitely some older ones here. Let's see. But if you just focus on what's being awarded, this is going to be the easiest way. And just focusing on like where the government is headed with like the technology that they're investing in and things like that, right? So that's something that you can do for sure. So let's see. But you always have to keep in mind with some of these news sites, right? They're always going to talk about stuff that's going to get the most views. But yeah, so you can use Defense Scoop. You also can use Fed Scoop. That's another one as well to figure out like what contracts are being awarded. I think they're all owned by the same. I think Fed Scoop and Defense Scoop, I'm pretty sure same company. Yeah, it is Fed Scoop, AI Scoop, Defense, Cyber, States, Ed Scoop, everything all here. So you can go on the WIS website, see what's happening with the news, see what contracts being awarded, so you can find jobs, right? So last thing that you can do once you start finding these jobs, you start finding these companies, right? When you get into that interview process, you want to start asking very specific questions, because if you don't ask the right questions when you're in that interview process, you could end up starting a job that has a contract that's about to be ending soon. You could end up starting a job where they already lost the contract and you don't even know it, but they're still hiring. So you got to make sure you ask the right questions. So when you're in the interview process, you want to definitely ask, especially if the recruiter doesn't know, ask the hiring manager, but ask them how many years are left on the contract. This is going to give you an idea of if this contract or this program is a good idea to join or not. I would say if there's less than 2 years left on the contract, you're safe to join it. But once you're like 1 year out, depending on if they've won this contract a lot, or if they've been on this, or if they've been awarded, the contract multiple times, or something that they've had over a long period of time, like a legacy contract, you could join it safely. I personally definitely like to stick to contracts that have been around for a while, that are more legacy. So you can also ask the recruiter or the hiring manager, is this a legacy contract that they've held for a while? That'll give you a great idea on, kind of what it looks like. You also can ask the recruiter, maybe the hiring manager. Sometimes the recruiters, they don't know, right? They're just trying to get people in the roles. But you can ask the hiring manager for sure, what kind of contract is it? Is it a sole source contract? Sole source basically means that no other companies are competing for the contract. They're the only company that gets it. They're the only company that gets the contract. And then you could also ask them, or do they have to recompete against other different companies to get these contracts as well? And then the last thing is you want to ask them for sure, like, do you consider this a mission critical contract or mission critical program? Because that's the only thing that's going to be safe, right? The only thing that's going to be safe long term is mission critical work, and work that requires you to have a clearance. And if it doesn't require you to have a clearance, it better be mission critical. But I personally feel like if you don't have to have a clearance, it's not that mission critical. So you just need to always keep that in mind. Somebody said, Auntie, does this mean we all get in a bag? I personally think we're all gonna get a bag. You have to just put yourself in front of the money, right? If we got $1 trillion contracts or $1 trillion budgets that are being announced, you got contracts that are coming out left and right. Everything right now is is focused on technology and moving the U.S. forward. It's very hard not to, make money in those type of environments, right? This is literally like a new boom, a new shift. That's why I made a video, I don't know, maybe about a month ago. There's a shift happening right now in GovTech. There's a shift happening right now in the government in general, and it's all focused on tech. So it's very hard to mess this up, right? So that's why I'm trying to get people to see that if you're in the right place, you have the right certifications, you end up getting sponsored for security clearances, it's really hard to lose. I did forget to show how to get sponsored for security clearance. So let me just show that really quickly before we get into questions. Anybody have any questions, put it in the chat. I'll answer y'all questions too if you put it in the chat. So let me walk y'all through how to find jobs, sponsoring clearances, right? So this is clearance jobs, of course. So you come to clearance jobs. This is where all the government contractor companies post their jobs at. Sometimes they don't post all of them, but this is where most companies end up posting their jobs. But if you come on here and you just type in ability to obtain, you type in ability to obtain, and as you can see here, right at the top, here's a role. This is with SOC. It's an electrical engineer role, but as you can see with the title, it says ability to obtain secret, right? So that's one role. Here's another one, right? DARPA senior engineer. They might sponsor. Sometimes they might ask you to have your secret already. Now this one, they want you to have top secret and get it to SCI. So let me see. Let's see, I think, is this one? Let me see, I can't remember. I check these all the time. Yeah, so here's one right here, sponsoring a public trust. Like I said, I don't typically consider public trust clearances unless you're doing an SF-86 with it. But that's one. And then, let's see. Let me just go here, job category. I'm gonna just do it by IT. Get all the tech jobs. All right. So let's see here. A data scientist role. This is in Ohio. Let's see if they're sponsoring. Yes, must be a U.S. citizen with the ability to obtain and maintain a secret DoD clearance. So here's another job that's sponsoring a clearance, right? So that's literally all you got to do. Literally just come on to clearance jobs, type in ability to obtain, find these jobs that are sponsoring clearance here. There's more jobs, of course, right? Like all of these are sponsoring. I think I saw this one the other day too. Here's a cyber network administrator role with Mantech. It's in Herndon. They only want you to have 1 year of experience. This is an entry-level role, but this one they do want you to have a secret. So whenever you see roles like this, basically all they're saying is that they want you to already have an active clearance, and then they're going to upgrade you to that next level. So they're going to upgrade you to top secret SCI here. So, and they want you to get DHS EOD suitability before starting. So let me see. I'm gonna just find one more, but yeah, that's basically all you got to do to find jobs sponsoring clearances. It's not that difficult, but it can be time consuming. I think this job wants you to have a secret too. I think I saw this one. Let me see. Yeah, this job wants you to already have a secret. So this one, they want you to already have a top secret and then get a SCI or CI Poly eventually. So yeah, there's a bunch on here, but again, y'all got to go on here, look for these jobs, but they're posting jobs every single day. And to find the jobs that are like, you know, posted more recently, you literally just come on here and then you could just do posted within like last 7 days or something like that. And the ones that say new are the newest ones that are posted. So they're always posting jobs every single day. So if you think that they're not hiring, you think that everybody's getting fired, like that is not the case. That's not what's happening whatsoever. All right. So let me know in the chat what type of questions y'all have. Definitely want to answer y'all questions as well. But before we get into the questions, I mean, that pretty much wraps up, you know, everything that I wanted to cover, everything that happened over this past week in GovTech. Just giving y'all updates on everything that's happening. So, you know, if you like this format, definitely let me know in the comments if you like this format of video, because I'm going to upload this to my YouTube channel. But if you want the best insights for navigating your career in GovTech and you want a step-by-step system that you can follow to get into GovTech, or move up in your GovTech career and navigate the industry with me and my GovTech coaches guidance, you can join my GovTech Blueprint community. The link's in the description below. So if you want to get in, I do have a monthly subscription now that I'm allowing people to get into the community. So you can either join monthly or you can get a lifetime access. So either or, the link's in the description below. So the GovTech Blueprint is definitely where it's at. We've got people in there getting jobs every single day. I don't know if I don't really ever show y'all the GovTech Blueprint on here or anything like that, but people getting jobs every day. Somebody just literally sent me a post on, or what is it, like a story mention on Instagram telling me that they got a job sponsoring them for a clearance today. So they got their Security Plus and they were able to make it happen. But yeah, but this is the blueprint. And inside of here, like I said, people getting jobs. I don't want to post people's name in here, but yeah, they're getting jobs. They're getting the Security Plus. I don't want to put their names in. I'm going to just show y'all that one guy that sent me the thing earlier today. What's DHS EOD? Let me search that up. I know it's usually it's Department of Homeland Security. EOD suitability. I don't know what EOD stands for. I don't know what EOD stands for, but basically it just means that like if you can work with DHS or for a DHS program, basically. Nisha said, "Yeah, this was cool, dope." Yeah, we got some people in here. Cruz, will this video be saved on YouTube? Yes. I'm gonna post the video on the YouTube. Like as soon as we get off here, it's just gonna upload on. So the video will be on YouTube for you to see. So you can watch it even if you came in a little bit late. Like I said, kind of doing this as like a new format to keep up with the news. Cause like my editors, they can't keep up with as much news as coming out. And then the videos would just be like too short, right? Like there is something literally happening every single day just in the government and then in GovTech that you got to keep up with. So there's just no way for me to do videos like every day and then send it to my team and have them edit it. So I figured this would be the best way to do that. But let me know what questions y'all have. But like I said, this was earlier today. This guy, he sent this to me. He was basically saying that he just got a new job. I'm trying to zoom in so y'all can see it. I don't know if y'all gonna be able to see it like that. But basically, he got a job sponsoring his clearance. He's starting next week. He said he finally broke into GovTech, and he said he wouldn't be here without the motivation and support from the fam and me, Simone B's. He said it's only the beginning, right? So literally, he just got started in GovTech. He sent me this earlier today. So you just got to stay motivated, stay to it, and do not listen to the negativity because they are hiring and they are paying good money for people that want to work in this industry for sure. So more funding equals more jobs. Yes, more funding equals more jobs. So that's a unique thing about GovTech is that the difference with GovTech compared to the regular tech industry is that the regular tech industry, basically they need to hire more people based off of like how big their software gets and like just how many people they need to support it. But the big tech, a lot of it, especially the software companies, the shift that has happened is that they don't need to hire people to continue to like grow their software companies. They're just utilizing AI now versus on the GovTech side, as more contracts get awarded, as the government needs more work done, as they spend more money, they need more people to, companies need more people to do the work. The government needs more people to do the work. And the main difference is that, let's say you have 100 companies and there's 100 contracts, right? And then the government comes out and they're like, okay, well, this year we need 100 more contracts, right? But you already have people that are working at other companies. They're not going to just leave their company and go work for the other companies to do this new work that the government needs done. So there's always an imbalance in GovTech of cleared talent. There's always an imbalance of people that want to go work at new companies or want to go work on new contracts. So there's always like opportunity every day, right? So that's always out there. And I made a video about this. It's just not out yet. It should come out this week. But I made a video about this. Sahil, I forgot what his last name is. Let me see if I can find it. Let me see if I can find the post. Give me a sec. I usually do my searches on my phone. Let me see if it can come up. All right, there we go. So I literally just made a post about this. So Sahil Lavingia, so his prediction is that software engineering salaries are going to go down by 50% in the private industry and go up by 100% for government jobs. So he thinks that, you know, big tech salaries are going to go from 500K down to 250K. And then in GovTech is going to go from 150K to 300K. And I'm telling y'all, the writing is on the wall. Like you literally can see it. What's happening with AI, these software companies don't need to hire thousands of people like they used to. They're just going to utilize AI to do the work. And they're going to have higher level engineers manage what the AI is doing and make sure that the company still flow well, right? So this is not going to be something that I'm going to be surprised of at all. Depending on like the clearance that you have and the type of work that you do in GovTech, some people are already making above like 300,000 a year. So they're just going to keep going higher, right? So I really do think that once people in tech start to realize like, oh shoot, like let's say, for example, I don't know how many people work for Facebook, right? But I don't know if y'all seen the news yet, but Facebook, called Meta now, they're working on an AI that's going to be as good as a software engineer level 2, right? So with Facebook working on that, why would they hire entry level engineers, right? Why would they hire level 1 and level 2 engineers, right? And then obviously everything else in their company, they're looking to automate too. So Meta has said by the end of this year, they want this AI software engineer to be done. So if these companies, let's say they have 1,000 employees in 2025, my prediction is that 10 years from now, that 1,000 employee company might look something like maybe 300 to 500 people. So if you got less people working for the company, you don't need as many software engineers. That's where a lot of the money is being spent at. You mainly need more project managers, and you also need more engineers that can just overlook what the AI is doing. It's going to be a huge shift. All these people that have lost their jobs, because there's been over 500,000 tech layoffs in the past 3 years. Those people that lost those jobs, and those jobs that went away, they're not coming back because of AI. And those people are going to start to realize, like, well, there's a lot of hiring that's still happening in the government sector, right? In the GovTech sector, there's going to be a ton of hiring still, and they're going to start to make that shift. And people have already started leaving comments like on my social media saying like, yeah, there's a lot of people that are in big tech that have started signing up for like the reserves and stuff like that to get the clearances. But what a lot of people don't know is you don't have to join the reserves to get a clearance. You don't have to join the military to get a clearance. You can just go and get a job that'll sponsor you for one, right? So, but I do see there's going to be a huge shift that's going to happen over the next 10 years. And I think a lot of people aren't even going to be prepared for it, or they're not even going to realize that it's going to happen. But I've been calling this for a long time now, and that's another reason why I've been so like bullish on just GovTech in general. So, oh, Isabel, thanks for that. EOD means interest on duty, which is the date that the person officially starts working for the government after completing necessary paperwork. Appreciate you. I had no idea what that meant. I'm like, I don't know what EOD is. Let me see. Help desk sucks so much. Yeah, I mean, help desk, it's not the best work, but it'll help you get your foot in the door. I also think that people that are working in help desk should be out of help desk by after 8 months, right? So like after 8 months of working in help desk, you should definitely be out, right? So let me see. Let's see. And if y'all aren't subscribed, make sure y'all subscribe and hit the notification bell. Like I said, I think I'm gonna end up going live every Monday. Let's see. Flotation Swag, thanks for the super chats. After Security Plus, is Linux or Red Hat the best next step for GovTech roles, or is there another cert that builds on better than Security Plus? It depends on what you want to do, right? But I would say like if you're entry level, you're just getting in, I personally think that the Red Hat certification is going to be that next best cert to get, because even if you want to focus on cybersecurity, you need to understand Linux really well. And then in GovTech, everything's pretty much built on Red Hat Linux, right? So I would say get the Red Hat certification, get that cert, and then focus on more cybersecurity certs from there. So like from there, you could then take the CompTIA CYSA Plus, or if you're working for a company that will pay for like some SANS certifications, and if you're interested in like cloud security, you can focus on the SANS cloud security certification. I can't remember the exact acronyms, but yeah, that's how I would do it. I would do Security Plus, Red Hat, then go into more advanced cybersecurity certs. CYSA Plus, it gets you on the board for DoD 8570. Also, CASP certification, which is another CompTIA one, that'll help you out as well. What's the cloud cert? I've been meaning to make this one video for a very long time, y'all. I've had this one video written up for like, it's sad to say, maybe like 5 months now. The top certifications to get for GovTech. I've had it written up for a long time, but the amount of time that it takes to film the video has like just stopped me from actually recording it. But my editors did say that they can do it easier for me. So maybe I can get it done. Maybe if I can get it done, if I get enough likes and subscribers, I can get this video done, because it's a long one for sure. Does GRC fall under GovTech? Yeah, so GovTech is the government technology industry. So basically what that means is any federal government, any person that's working in a technology role or a technical role for the federal government, state government, local government, or government contractor company. So any technical role, technical field, that's GovTech. supporting the federal government. Yeah, Gabe. Yeah. Red Hat is super heavy, right? So if you don't know why Red Hat is so heavy, it's so heavy because the RACSA is a all hands-on certification. So it literally is just a test of if you have what it takes and you have the skills to be a Red Hat system administrator, right? So. Jeff said, get the CCNA instead. I mean, I mean, it just depends. I don't recommend people going straight for CCNA. I've seen CCNA straight up like destroy a lot of people's like hopes and just dreams of wanting to get into tech. And you don't have to be like a networking wizard to work in tech. Like you don't. But I do think that you need to for sure learn networking on that cybersecurity side. You definitely need to learn networking. And I mean, that still can be done even with the Net Plus. What's up, Ace? What's up? What's up? I know, man. I can't believe I'm live on YouTube. I'm gonna try to go live every Monday. That's gonna be my goal. Y'all gotta hold me accountable. You gotta hold me accountable. But I'm paying attention to the news. Y'all know I pay attention to news all the time. So I want to use my Mondays as kind of like a way to give y'all updates on the news, so people can't come onto my YouTube channel or can't come anywhere and say like, oh, you never talked about this. I make a ton of videos on my Instagram, on my TikTok. I tweet a ton, right? I'm always tweeting on Twitter. So people miss things. So I want to do these streams to keep up with like the news and give y'all like actionable tips as well when it comes to just navigating your GovTech career. What's up, Zulu? What's up? Satema says CCNA pretty easy for me. I'm not gonna lie. I've seen some people knock it out fast, like Tomio in my Discord community. Tomio knocked it out quick. Knocked out the CCNA, Security Plus, and Red Hat Certified Sysadmin within like 6 months. I don't know how she did that. Yeah, Jason says CCNA is mad hard for beginners. Yeah, bro. I know some people that's been studying for CCNA for years. I'm talking years. I even had somebody send me a message a couple of days ago that said that they failed the Net Plus 3 times. And they were like, should I just skip towards the Security Plus? And my answer is yes, right? Because just because you can't pass the Net Plus or just because you can't pass the CCNA does not mean you can't work in this industry, right? So it just might take them a little bit longer to like really get that networking information. And some people need, you know, more help, right? He might need to do a class with like an instructor. So Anthony, how are you able to do this and do a full-time tech job? Anthony, I don't sleep and I outwork everybody. So that's how I do it, right? So from 9 to 5, I work, and then after that, you know, I'm up, right? That's why I'm up. It's 10:30 at night. I'm on here streaming. Satima said I cleared CCNA in 2 weeks. That's crazy. Emmanuel said I failed Net Plus 3 times. That's what I'm saying. Zulu said failing shows at least you tried. Facts. Wayfinder said I personally felt like I got more out of Net Plus, but Security Plus is the gate, so might as well start there. And that's my logic, right? Start at what's going to help you get the job. Then when you're on the job, you can learn more. You have more resources available to you. So a lot of these companies, they have access to, I can't remember the name of it right now. Somebody gonna have to put it in the chat. I can't remember the name of it, but they have access to many different like learning libraries that you can utilize to learn new skills, to learn the information for certifications. So they have a lot of that. And then also the companies, they'll pay for your certifications. They'll pay for your degrees, right? So you got way more resources available to you once you get your foot in the door. So I personally think the name of the game is to get your foot in the door, have the companies pay for everything else so that way you can advance your education and advance in your career. Let me see. Flotation Swag, thanks for the super chat again. You said just joined the academy, applying for accelerator program. Any scholarships available? I got the drive just tight. Let me see. Send me a message, man. Welcome. Send me a message. Ashley Brown said LMS, not the LMS, not LinkedIn Learning. I can't remember what it's called, and I should know because it's like it's got a subscription. I just can't think of the name of it right now. Zulu said I let all my certs expire. Oh my God. Jabri, what's up? Monday Bees alert. This should be the name for when you come on Mondays. We gotta think of some type of name, man. No, but the person who asked how you do all this with a 9 to 5, it's challenging. I'm not gonna lie, it definitely is challenging. I have a ton of ideas. I got stuff that I'm working on that I'm not done with yet, but I'm trying to get it done. So, but yeah, it definitely is challenging. I do have people that help me out too, like Ace. He's one of my GovTech coaches. He helps me out. Tomio, one of my GovTech coaches now, helps me out inside of the GovTech blueprint. So. Oh, Emmanuel, you said, oh, okay, my bad. Yeah, he said he failed the net plus 3 times. My bad. Yeah, he said he failed 3 times. And he was ready to go on to Security Plus. I told him, hey, just keep going, you know? Am I going to upgrade to the RT 9070 XT or the 5080? I'm not going to lie. I don't even know. Like, I don't even use this streaming computer, like, at all. I literally don't use it. So I don't know when I'm going to upgrade, but whatever I do upgrade to, I'm not paying anything like crazy to get it or anything like that. Cause I don't even remember what this is. I think this is a 3070. I don't even know, but I don't even use it. So, I don't know. I don't use it whatsoever. I'm literally streaming from my, Mac Mini. My M2 Mac Mini. So that's how I'm streaming. What's up, Aaron? Let's get it. Emmanuel got cooked by mistake. My bad, man. My bad. Aaron said, let me get that off you. Look, I can't let it go because I had to build it. I don't even think I'm gonna build the next one. I think the next one I'm gonna just buy straight out the box. I'm just buy straight from the store, already built. Cause I ended up spending more money building this computer compared to if I would have just bought one that was a pre-built. No, I'm not gonna sell it because it's a good computer and ain't nothing wrong with it. So I'm not gonna sell it. Jeff, you said you spent 5 years there. Lots of work coming out of the pipeline. Where at? Let me see. David said, what do I recommend for getting in an incident response and help desk with clearance? Then what? So from there, I mean, you just I would say get your CYSA plus. And like I had said earlier too, if you want to go deeper into Red Hat, like into Linux, you can get your Red Hat cert. But once you got your secret, you have a help desk job, you can get your CYSA plus. You can go straight into a cybersecurity analyst role. What's up? I'm surprised so many people on so late. What y'all doing up so late? Hey, big shout out to Jay. Jay said I got in a DoD contract with the A plus, got sponsored for a clearance. The company also paid for my Security Plus. Currently working on a CYSA Plus, and they're paying for that too. It's possible, y'all. I'm trying to tell y'all, these companies are hiring. They're paying for certs. They're paying for they're sponsoring clearances. They're buying clearances for people. It's just you got to put in the work. You got to put in the work and go get it. That's it. You got to put in the work and go get it. Jeff said I'm buying mine pre-built. Facts. 7 on the West Coast. Yeah, it is early over there. Trying to get this career move locked in. Definitely. Let me see. But all right, y'all. I'm gonna get off of here. Like I said before, if y'all want to end up joining the GovTech Blueprint community, the link's in the description. You can join. This is a monthly subscription. Come in there, learn everything that you need to know about GovTech, give you a step-by-step blueprint of everything you need to do so you can land your first GovTech role. And if you're already in GovTech and you're confused, don't know how to move up, don't know how to navigate, you definitely need the blueprint. So got everything you need inside of there. Links inside the description. I appreciate y'all for coming out. I'm gonna see y'all next Monday. Y'all be easy. All right. And then make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so y'all don't miss any videos.